Hello guys, today what we're going to do is we're going to look at multiplying and dividing standard form. By the end of this video you should understand how to do both and use both to answer questions. So let's look at this example. I'm focusing on dividing at first because it's a little bit easier. All we're going to do is we're going to do whatever the first part is, we're going to divide those guys. And then we're going to divide those guys, okay? So let's start with the 4.4 over 4. This is just equal to 4.4 over 4 times 10 to the 3 over 10 to the 4. So now let's actually do that. 4.4 over 4 is 1.1. And then we're timesing 10 to the, whenever we're dividing our powers, all we're going to do is we're going to do this one minus this one. So it's times 10 to the minus 1. And that is our final answer. If you want to, you can convert it to 0.11. Also works. Up to you. So let's look at another example. 5.7 over 3 times 10 to the 3 times 10 to the 4. Well, it's the same thing. All we're going to do is we're going to say that that's the same as 5.7 over 3 times, I'm going to do this in a different color, 10 to the 3 over 10 to the 4. And then we need to work both of those out. 5.7 over 3 is 1.9 times 10 to the minus 1. Because 4 minus 3 is minus 1. Okay? And that's the same as, if you want to write it like that, 0.19. Up to you how you write it. What about this example? Well, Sammy, it's a decimal, and we're dividing it by a non-decimal. Absolutely fine. All we're going to do is we're going to do 4.2 times 10 to the minus 4 over 7 times 10 to the 2. Well, that's the same as 4.2 over 7 times 10 to the minus 4 over 10 to the 2. And we're left with an answer of what is 4.2 over 7 is going to be 0.6 times 10 to the minus 6. And that's our final answer, right? Wrong. You see, remember what we said in the last video. This number has to be between 1 and 10. So how are we going to do that? Well, all we're going to do is we're going to times this by 10 and we're going to divide this one by 10. So that's just the same as what is 0.6 times 10 is just going to be 6. And then what's 10 to the minus 6 divided by 10? Well, we're dividing it by another 10. So it's just going to be to the minus 7. What about if we're multiplying? So we're doing something like this. 3 times 10 to the 5 times 3 times 10 to the 7. Well, all we're going to do is, again, we're going to times these guys. And we're going to times these guys. So let's times the numbers in front first. So that's just going to be 3 times 3 times, and then it's going to be 10 to the 5 times 10 to the 7. Okay? 3 times 3 is 9. 10 to the 5 times 10 to the 7 is going to be 10 to the 12. And that is our final answer. But what about if it's something like this? something like this, what I mean is that we get 6 times 8 and then 10 times 10 to the 5, 10 to the 9. What we'll do is, once again, we do 6 times 8 times 10 to the 9 times 10 to the 5, okay? And then when we work that out, we get, what's 6 times 8? 6 times 8 is 48. Times, and then what's 10 to the 9 times 10 to the 5? 10 to the 14. So that's our final answer, right? Incorrect. As you guys should remember from this example, this number still needs to be between 1 and 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide this one by 10. And if we divide this one by 10, we have to times this one by 10. So all we got is, what's 48 divided by 10? 48 divided by 10 is 4.8. And then we need to times by 10. What's 14 times plus 1? 14 plus 1 is just going to be 15. And so that is our final answer. So now let's use both. For this one, we have 3.8 times 10 to the minus 4 times 3.9 times 10 to the 4, all divided by 6 times 10 to the 5. How are we going to work that out? Well, all we're going to do is we're going to times and divide the first number. So it's going to be 3.8 times 3.9 all over 6 times 10 to the minus 4 times 10 to the 4 all over 10 to the 5. So now let's work it out. 3.8 times 3.9 all divided by 6 is going to be equal to 2.47. And then what do we have here? We got 10 to the power of, and I'll write this part in a bit of detail. So we got minus 4 plus 4 minus 5, don't we? And so we're left with 2.47 times 10 to the minus 5. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video made sense. If you guys liked it, consider subscribing. It helps out the channel a lot. If you guys have an exam question you're struggling with, the best place to get it answered, my Discord server, link in the description. If you guys do not want to fail your exams and you don't want to bring shame to your parents, you want to bring pride, then please drop me an email and you can get tutored by me. Keep on learning, as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.